Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm Morgan and today I'm doing a little reading wrap up and I'm gonna talk about all the books that I read in October. I've never done one of these on my channel, but I've been like obsessed with watching BookTube, and I don't know, I just really wanted to do one. Let me know what you guys think, if I should do these every month or if you don't want me to do them. Let me know, but I just thought it could be fun to just kind of sit down, talk about the books I read in October and my ratings and my reviews on them all. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So I read 10 books this month, which I feel like that's honestly pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I think any books, like any amount is really good, and no matter how many books you read, you should be proud of whatever you read. But yeah, I read 10 books. I think I just had a lot of, a lot of free time, I guess. I was just reading a lot. Like, I was just in a really big reading mood this month because, like I said, I've been getting into BookTube and watching, people read just, really inspired me to read. And I had some cute little, fall reads and stuff like that. So I made a little thing on Notability on my iPad. I don't know why. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to... Oh, you can't really see it, but I did all my books and I just, put them all in my ratings. So I'm gonna kind of use that as a guide as I'm talking to you guys. Oh, and also I don't have physical copies of any of the books because I take my books out at the library or I read them on Kindle. I actually just started getting into reading on Kindle, but I pretty much take every single book out at the library. My mom just does not like us buying actual books, which I totally understand. I don't really want to buy them either. I do, but, at the same time, I know me and I would not, reread them, probably. So there's just not really any point of spending money on them. And I wouldn't really have anywhere to put them anyway. So I just take them out the library. Okay, let's get into the books. First book I read was Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica, and she also wrote Local Woman Missing, which I absolutely loved that book. Yeah, Local Woman Missing I gave 5 stars, but Just the Nicest Couple I gave 3 stars. For me, 3 stars is a good book. It's a solid good book, but it's not anything special. I liked it enough to give it 3 stars, but I'm not obsessed with it or didn't change my life. I don't know, it was good, but it was very quick. Let me see. It was I read it in one night, or I don't know, maybe I just was reading really quick. It's 320 pages. I don't know. I read it really quick and it just no, I probably read it in 2 days. It doesn't even matter. I don't know why I'm talking about that. It's a thriller, mystery type thing. I feel like I kind of knew what the twist was gonna be, but okay, I just didn't really like the way things played out in that book. I think just the way people went about things just was not logical at all to me. And maybe I'm forgetting something. Oh, I'm forgetting something. I'm really bad at doing this. I can already tell I'm rambling all over the place, and editing this is going to be a disaster. Okay, basically, I just wasn't super connected with the book. I didn't love the characters. I wasn't really into it. It was a solid thriller, but it wasn't anything scary. Not really anything big happened. It was fine. I'm gonna move on because I feel like I just made a mess out of that book because I forgot about the twist that happened. But honestly, the twist wasn't that good either. It was very just kind of slow in the beginning. The twist was okay, but the rest of the book was kind of not the best. But it was still good. I gave it 3 stars. Second book I read was Looking for Alaska by John Green. Also, I'm looking over here because I'm looking at my thing. Looking for Alaska was such a good book. I love this book. I gave it 4 stars. It was just it's a very different type of book. I don't even know what the category for that would be. What type of book it is. I don't even know. It's kind of just a kid going through high school, but living away at high school. And he meets this girl, Alaska, and she is just quite the character. I love her though, and you learn about her, you learn about all the different characters. I loved every character in that book so much. I feel like you were very connected with everyone. Alaska I really loved, and I loved everyone. So lots of stuff happens in that book. It's very good and very emotional, but very good. And I also kind of figured out this one part at the end, but it was still really good. It's not a mystery or anything. It's just I did figure out this one little thing, but that's okay. It was still super good. Okay, next book is also by John Green. I read 2 John Green books because basically I was reading Looking for Alaska in my one class in school, and then my teacher saw me reading it and she was like, oh my gosh, you have to read The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So she brought the book in for me to read. So I did read The Fault in Our Stars by John Green as well, and I gave that book 4 to 5 stars as well. It was really, really good. The only reason like I think I would have enjoyed it more if I hadn't already watched the movie before, because I already knew like every single thing that was basically gonna happen. But they did do a really good job at recreating that into a movie, because pretty much I'm pretty sure like every event that happened was pretty true to the book, which I liked, because I feel like when they make movies and completely like change events in the books, it's just not as good. But they definitely stayed pretty true to the book, so the movie was also really good. But honestly, it was kind of nice like knowing what was gonna happen, because you could like reading the book, you get to actually see the thoughts of the people, like the characters. You get to see the thoughts of the main character and everything. That's definitely a helpful perspective, because like when you're watching a movie, obviously you don't see people's thoughts. So it was really cool to like see what Hazel was thinking the whole time. I also love Augustus. Oh my gosh, he is like such an amazing person. I think it definitely altered though, like watching the movie before, because like the whole time I was reading, I was picturing the characters in the movie. But if I hadn't watched the movie before, I wonder like who I would have pictured as the characters. Now I can only picture the people that played the characters in the movie as Augustus and Hazel. But I think that actually was a helpful visual as I was reading. I don't know. But overall, I definitely recommend. It's a very emotional, very cute story. I loved it. I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense at all right now either. 4th book I read was All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. So yeah, I did read a Colleen Hoover book. I feel like Colleen Hoover is very controversial, and I personally, I'm just gonna say it, I think that everybody like was on a huge Colleen Hoover train. We all know that. Everyone was like obsessed. And now I feel like people act like they don't like her. Well, no, maybe not act like they don't like her, but like they act like they don't like her more than like they actually don't like her, if that makes sense. Like I feel like people think it's like cool now to not like her and to be like, I'm on to other books now, like I found new authors that I like better. I'm not judging anyone for like, it's okay if you don't like her. I'm just saying like I feel like some people only don't like her because she became popular and like just want to be different. That's just my opinion. Sorry. But like I don't see anything wrong with her books. Like just because It Ends With Us was like super popular doesn't mean you have to like now say, oh, I've read so many other books that are way better. You can still like It Ends With Us just because you read new books. Just saying. Anyway, I don't know why I went down that little tangent, but I did read All Your Perfects because this was my first Kindle book I actually read, because I didn't have any books out at the library. So I was like, I need to read something, because I had a whole weekend of nothing and I was like, what am I gonna do with myself? So I was like just searching Kindle books, and like it's so hard to find books that are available like at the library. Like I checked them out through the library thing onto the Kindle. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was really hard to find any books. So I was like, you know what, let's just look up Colleen Hoover and see if anything is available. And this book happened to be available, so I checked it out. And I actually really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I kind of forget what it's about. Oh my god. Okay, wait, actually I really like this book. I really, really like this book. I really liked the characters a lot. And basically the story is like starts off where Quinn and Graham, both their significant others, are cheating with each other. So like Quinn's boyfriend and Graham's girlfriend are in his hotel doing some stuff, and Quinn goes to surprise her boyfriend and she sees Graham standing outside of the hotel, and then, you know, he tells her what's happening, and then Quinn and Graham go on to do stuff and have their thing going on. I don't want to spoil anything. That basically all happens within the first couple pages, and then you see Quinn and Graham moving on from the relationships from before and everything. And I actually really like this book. There were some parts that were a little not sure how I feel about that, but overall I really liked it. I loved the characters a lot, and also that was the first book I read on Kindle, and now I love reading on Kindle, so that's a good thing to now know. I like reading both ways, but I do like the Kindle actually. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I do. 5th book I read was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarahj Maas. This book, like I don't have words. I just don't have words to express my love for this book. This series, like I'm so glad I started the series. I found out through like Destiny Sidewell. She raves about it, and I finally was like, you know what, I have to read it. And I do not regret it at all. ACOTAR is now my favorite series, although I have not even finished it. I've only read the first 2, but so far I'm obsessed with just the whole world of ACOTAR is just so good. Like Feyre and like everyone. It's so good. And everything that happens at the end of that book especially was like, I was just like on the edge of my seat. I literally could not put it down when I got to the last however many pages. It was like at night and I just could not put it down until I finished. It was so good. Oh my gosh. You literally need to read it. It was my first like romance fantasy book, and now I've just unlocked a whole new world of books. Like, I cannot wait to read more books like it. This whole series is so good. I keep saying the whole series. I've only read the first 2. I just know it's all gonna be good. I gave it a 5 stars, obviously. You can probably tell by the way I'm talking about it. But I'm literally obsessed, and I wish I could, like, I'm not spoiling anything, so there's not much I can really say, but please go read the book. 6th book I read was By a Thread by Lucy Score, and I gave this book a 4 to 5 stars. This book was so cute, and, like, honestly, it was a huge book. Like, it was very, very long, but it wasn't like too long, I don't think. The one thing I'll say is it took a little bit too long for my liking for the 2 main characters to finally start doing stuff. That's the one thing I'll say. However, once they did start doing stuff, I mean, the whole build up to it was really good. It just felt a little bit dragged out, just a little bit, but it was still really good, and I loved the main characters a lot. It says a grumpy boss romantic comedy on the cover of the book, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like the main guy, Dominic, is like very grumpy, closed off, not like lovey seeming, and then he meets this girl, Allie, who they like being mean to each other and arguing, but like in a cute way, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's like their thing. Like, they're very just like mean to each other, but like then things progress, and you know, it's like enemies to lovers, but not like enemies, just like they like fighting. And he's like grumpy, and then you see him, you know, things, I can't spoil anything, so I don't want to say anything, but basically it's very good. And you also get to see a lot of like working in the fashion industry, and just like, I don't know, I like the whole vibe of the whole book as well. Like, the atmosphere was cool, and I really liked it, so I recommend. Okay, next book I read was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. which is the 2nd book in the ACOTAR series, and also now my absolute favorite book ever. My favorite book I've ever read, and I give it 5 stars. Obviously, it would be like a million stars, but I only am doing 5 stars on a 5-star scale. It's literally changed my whole entire world. Like, when I was reading that book, I was really going through it, like, in the best way possible. You literally need to read the series. It's so good. It's so, so, so good. And I can't spoil anything. I'm not going to say anything. Just please go read it. Book number 8 was The Last Word by Taylor Adams. And this was like a thriller, suspenseful book. It was very good. I gave it a 4 to 5 stars. I really liked the characters. I loved the dog, and I loved the main girl. What's her name? Emma. I really liked her, and just like, I did sort of predict the twist. I will say I did kind of pick up on that, but I still gave it a 4 stars because it was very fun to read. I really enjoyed reading it, and there were still some twists that I didn't expect, but I did kind of know what was going to happen, but I just really enjoyed the whole thing, so I liked it a lot, and I would definitely recommend. It's like very good if you like thriller type books. I thought it was very good. The 9th book I read is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This was such a cute little like Halloween fall read, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars though, just because I wasn't a huge fan of the witch stuff. Like, there was it's about witches, and I don't know, I wasn't like huge on that all in this book. For some reason, I don't know, I just didn't love it, but I didn't like hate it either. The other thing I did not like was it's like second chance romance, and I did not like the way they met the first time. I didn't like that whole thing with them in the beginning. I was not a fan of that, and I don't understand how like they dated for like so little time, and then somehow they like all these years are still like each other. Like, I just didn't really understand that personally, but you know, I'm not here to judge. Well, I am. Well, I'm not. Well, not her. But it was good. I liked it, but like, it wasn't like my favorite thing ever. Like, I wouldn't like be like, oh my gosh, you have to read this. It's like good just for like a good like Halloween theme read, but it wasn't like my favorite book ever. Last book, number 10, was Things I Wish I Told My Mother by Susan Patterson, and also Susan DeLallo. I think it says both of them, and then it also says with James Patterson. So I'm pretty sure Susan Patterson is like James Patterson's wife. So this book I gave 5 out of 5. It is so good. This book was amazing. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I think everyone should read it. It was so good. I read this on Kindle, and, well, that doesn't really matter. I don't know why I said that. It was so good. My mom read it before me, and she kept telling me I had to read it, and so I did, and oh my gosh, it was so good. I wish I could reread the whole thing. The ending was just like crazy. Like, oh my gosh, you need to go read it, please and thank you. It was basically this mom and daughter going traveling, and like you really felt like you were like with them on the whole vacation. I love their dynamic. It was so good, so please go read it. But yeah, that's everything that I read this month. I feel like this video is gonna be so difficult to edit because I just rambled and said really random things that didn't really make sense, because it's like so hard not to like spoil. Like, it's hard to talk about it without spoiling anything. So I hope I didn't spoil anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if I should do them more, and let me know if like I spoiled anything. Like, please let me know if it was like, because I won't do that in the future. Like, if like saying like, oh, the ending's crazy, I don't know if that's like a spoiler, but like I don't know what else to say. Let me know if I was like really bad at this, and I will do my research and try to watch more of these so I know what I'm doing the next time. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scouts.